Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of Matt Chat, and I am your host, Coach Jesse Cala. And let's get right into it. What just happened last night at the NCAA Wrestling Finals, people? That was one of the best NCAA wrestling. That was one of the best NCAA finals I have ever witnessed. I absolutely love watching college wrestling. Been watching it, been watching it religiously since I was in high school, so about 16 years, and I was in shock. What is going to happen the next few years in NCAA wrestling? We're gonna start right away at 141, but I would like to know in the comment section or the chat, I should say, what were your favorite matches of last night, and were you shocked by any of the matches outside of the Vegas, outside of the Valencias? Was there anything else that shocked you? I'm not sure how many people picked Isaac Trumbull, but you just let me know. One thing that stood out the most to me was obviously starting at 141. I think if they started the night at 125, or I'm sorry, 149, it would have ended a little bit different for everybody. I felt like by the time we got to Jax Force's match, it was a little bit boring. Shout out to the 125 pounders, not really helping. But yeah, who watched last night? Well, we're going to get right into it. Again, I am your host, Coach Jesse Cala. Coach Cala is what the kids call me, just a local PE teacher from Connecticut that is trying to help people get moving. And of course, love talking NCAA wrestling. But let's start off with 141. Man, the man who shares my name, two-time NCAA champ, Jesse Mendez from Ohio State, was my pick all year for the last 3 years. Shares the same name as me and is just an absolute dog. Jesse Mendez, man, we thought all year he was going to be the one that takes down true freshman Sergio Vega. Did not happen. I thought the match was great. I don't recall any controversies off the top of my head. I thought Vega just is so smooth with that cradle position. When anybody shoots, yeah. Argraw's in the chat. Love when he's in here. When anybody shoots on Vega, he just gets right into that boot scoot cradle. Like, it's just so sick. I don't even know what's it called. That it's just a beautiful, beautiful attack. That was definitely 3 at the end of the match. Of course, Twitter and all of social media is saying, how is that 3 and not PJ Duke versus Landon Robideau? Can't get into that for right now. Wednesday, I plan on doing a controversial call Matt Chat series. Did it last week with Jordan Oliver versus Logan Stieber, and this week I'm going to do PJ Duke versus Landon Robideau because that was unbelievable. I just can't believe what happened. But first true freshman ever, Sergio Vega from Oklahoma State, that to go undefeated since 1947. That's almost 100 years. That's 80 years ago, people. What is going on in that Oklahoma State room? Vega is a dog. A dog. That was unbelievable. And shout out to Jesse Mendez for being a good sport after the match. Heard he was signing kids' shoes and stuff like that, taking pictures. I mean, I just can't believe he didn't take him down, because if Jesse Mendez can't take down Sergio Vega, who will? Seriously, who will take him down? And I'm not talking a fluke takedown. I'm not talking like that Seidel versus Blaze match. Like, Seidel did get on top of him, got that nice takedown. But I'm talking like a real double leg, a high C, a sweep single, ankle pick, a duck under. Is anybody ever going to take Vega down the next 4 years? Like, I'm being completely honest, because when Ekamandia couldn't do it, Brock Hardy couldn't do it, and of course 2-time reigning champ national Jesse Mendez from Ohio State couldn't do it, my mind has switched to Vega's going to be a 4-time champ. He might get 1 or 2 losses, especially if Ono comes in and Nate Desmond next year. But I don't. He's so good at wrestling. That cradle, and you could just see it in Jesse's face when he was taking that high C at the end, that double leg, pushing him in overtime. You just broke. You just felt it. You understood what he was doing everything he can, and this kid is just still cradling him. Just wild. Argraw's the man. Argraw, you the man. But one of the best finals matches that I've seen in a while. I felt like it was constant pressure the whole time. Vega is the king of holding the center at Oklahoma State. He is so good at that. But enough talk at 141. Couldn't try to make this video about 20 minutes today. It's a school night. I got to teach PE tomorrow. Moving on to 149. Another super exciting match. I had Shane Van Ness winning all year. Shane Van Ness is a complete dog. Thought he was going to crush Aiden Valencia. Honestly, if you watch some of my last Match Chat series videos, All I kept talking about was how Shane Van Ness doesn't seem like he's trying until the third period. No, he lets people score on him. He lets people take him down, this and that, and he just crushes you in the third. Texts you, pins you, whatever you want to call it. He just does a great job. However, Aiden Valencia was so smooth with his style, and he was just pushing forward against Shane Van Ness the whole time. And he finally, in overtime, or right before overtime, I might be overtime, he shot that beautiful double leg. Shane went for the funk roll, was slipping, grabbed the toe. That was 3 in my eyes. No controversy there. If you're on your bottom, hips are on the mat, and you're just holding on to one toe, there's no way you're going to flip that over. So shout out to another true freshman, I believe, Aiden Valencia, for getting the win. That was so sick, man. He might be a redshirt freshman. But Aiden Valencia, you put Stanford on the mat, back on the map, I should say. That was unbelievable. Shout out to Aiden Valencia. Just a great match, going back and forth. Not too many controversies. I don't think there was many timeouts besides the blood time. Shane Van Ness was bleeding a lot. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong match, but yeah, he was bleeding a lot. Shout out to Aiden Valencia. These freshmen are incredible. I've been saying it for years, and I've been coaching wrestling for like 8 years. The best in the game are like just as good as the best anywhere. There's like no middle class like anymore, like middle of the pack, and the the rookies aren't that good, but the best are just some of the best ever. Some of the best ever. And Aiden Valencia, man, as a freshman, you were doing great. But let's move on to 157. My question for you all that are listening: does Landon Robidoux have a asterisk above his name for the rest of his career? Because let's be honest, that was 3 from PJ Duke. I don't care about he could have gotten out in riding time. His dreams were crushed because of a crazy call. Come on, we've all been there. That makes no sense to me. But shout out to Landon. He put the pressure on Trelly Taylor. I just wish Trelly was more aggressive. Like, where did all that energy come from at the end of the third? That happens to too many people. And like, I don't know, man. I'm a marathon runner. Like, I know I have to conserve myself for the last few miles, but I know when I still have some juice in the tank. And these guys definitely, these are the best wrestlers in the world. He probably had more juice in the tank than 1 minute, 2 minutes. Like, come on, man. Trelly was my pick for the longest time, then PJ Duke. But shout out to Landon Robidoux. And again, shout out to David Taylor. 2 national champion freshmen, true freshmen. Just so far, we haven't gotten to Jack's Forest yet, but 3 on the night. It's just unbelievable what David Taylor's doing in Oklahoma State. I mean, just the recruits he's getting is amazing. Did anybody see the Cale Sanderson interview? I don't know if Twitter's trying to make the narrative that he was, sub-tweeting or sub-texting him during his talk. There was allegory behind his message, but I don't know, man. I don't think Cale cares that much that they're doing good. I mean, I know when I won a state championship with the Wyndham Wrestling Coach, National Coach of the Year, he's pumped that I'm coaching somewhere else, right? I'm one of his disciples. Same with my former high school coaches. They're pumped that I'm coaching and trying to build my own program. What would you say? I mean, I think it's great that David Taylor left and is doing it. But on a better note, did anybody see Carter Starachi's tweet today about maybe going to Iowa? He said he loves the Brands brothers. He says he likes them more and more. Please tell me somebody else saw that tweet, please. I've been doing homework all day and tons of schoolwork and lacrosse planning, so I'm so excited to talk wrestling. So if I'm talking a little fast, my bad. That's why I'm drinking constant water. But man, Carter Starachi tweeting that was just unbelievable. If he goes to Iowa, that'd be crazy. But I don't think Terry Brands or Tom Brands wants that in their atmosphere. That's just me. Moving on to just an unbelievable match by Mitchell Messingbrink. Caliendo has a lot of heart. I thought that move was sick that he was doing. I mean, he had the head and arm. Didn't look illegal to me. Maybe when he was doing it from on bottom, it looked more serious. He probably was joking him a tiny bit. But Caliendo, man, you have heart, man. You're a dog. I don't care about what anybody's saying about you not shaking his hand at the podium. Listen, people, I like to talk smack. We all do. If you're an athlete, you definitely talk some smack, just a little bit. This dude just beat you 10 times in your career, took 4 titles away from you, 2 Big Tens, 2 national championships. You shook his hand 9 times. You don't need to keep shaking his hand, though. Like, come on. Like, I understand what Mitchell was trying to do, but I also, know really nice people that are good at talking smack. And, that's one of those things where it's like, I'm rent-free in your head. You're still shaking my hand, bro. I got you. I don't know, man. I didn't agree with that. I agree with Mitchell trying to shake everybody's hand, but I don't agree with the narrative that that Caliendo is a poor sport and this and that. I mean, he just got his heart broken again twice. How is it? Who's in the chat? Israel, MMA. What up, Israel? How is it Landon's fault, though? I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm happy he won, but it's just crazy. And thank you for the Hidley versus Nolf. Were you in my chat this past week? I'm doing a controversial call series. I call it What Just Happened. Last week I did Logan Stever versus Jordan Oliver. This week I'm doing Duke versus Roboto. And then next week I was planning on doing Hidley versus Nolf because these are all things I love talking about. And yes, Hidley definitely took him down, and I think Nolf even agreed about it. So shout out to you, Israel, in the chat. It does happen to everyone. My only thing is that they stopped it before he can go to his back or continue the cradle. That's the only issue I had with it. During live time, I didn't think it was 3. The rewinds are definitely persuading me and saying it's 3, but it's just a crazy, crazy call that's got to get changed, you know. Shout out to Landon, though. True freshman winning it. Shout out to Mitchell Messenbrink. I don't think he's going to lose another match in his whole career. You know, everybody was talking last night on Instagram and Reddit and all these things that will Mitchell be like Gable Stevenson and lose his last match or Dan Gable next year? Who's coming up at 165 that's going to beat him? Who? Tell me. Because Will Hankel's on his team. Joe Seeley's on his team. Tyler Kasak's on his team. All these guys that are on his team that might give him a run for his money. D. Lockett, good kid. I don't see him beating Mitchell Messenbrink next year. Who do you have that can even compete with Mitchell Messenbrink next year? But let's get into the next match because the only one that I can see giving him a little run if Mitchell bumps up is Chris Minto. Because Chris Minto, 2 weeks in a row, is his name Chris? Sorry if I'm messing that up. Minto from Nebraska, 2 weeks in a row, loses to Levi Haynes, 1 in the Big Ten Championship and 2 in the National Finals. I'm all for Levi Haynes winning. I am not all for the stall calls to win a match. All for the fast stalling calls. But when both people really aren't getting a legit takedown, you know, grabbing the leg, letting go of it, making it, it's called pretending to work. Been doing that my whole life. Pretend to work. It's tough to like just make it a call to lose the match in the national finals. And I get it. We all want more action. But that's why I'm thinking, like, they got to fix that rule too, because I don't know, man. And losing it on a stall call is crazy. They should be like, first one takedown wins. No more, no back points, nothing. Just take them down wins. Just similar to the overtime. Really happy for Levi Haynes, true 4-year wrestler from Penn State. Not sure who was the last 4-year wrestler from Penn State to win a couple titles. I really think it's Zane Rutherford, right? He's the only one that didn't redshirt in the last 10 years. Did anybody else not redshirt? I mean, I know Duke, obviously, but I don't think anyone else didn't redshirt besides Zane and Levi right away. So shout out to Levi Haynes. Love watching you, man. Keep doing big things. I'm sure he's going to do great at the world level. So, but Minto's only a sophomore, and he's going to be back next year, and he's got that dog in him. He beat some good guys in that tournament. Super underrated wrestler. Nebraska did very good. I mean, taking 3rd was awesome. 2nd to Oklahoma, and of course to the defending champs, Penn State. But they did a good job. Can't complain. Moving on to our next weight class. Probably one of the more exciting matches. Just kidding. Rocco Wells, man, you're an absolute beast. You would mess up anybody. I don't know how, and I'm not your coach. I don't know how you're not being a tiny bit more aggressive during these matches, man, because I had you winning. I did not think Max McAnally was going to get that takedown on you in the first. I thought you were going to mess him up in the 2nd and 3rd period after that. I just wish you shot a little bit more, man. That was a tough match watching you lose for the 2nd time. But shout out to Max McAnally, the first ever 184-pound champion for Minnesota. He kind of looks like Brock Lesnar, too. Another, obviously, legend. If you don't know who Brock Lesnar is, you're cooked. But Brock Lesnar, Minnesota champ in 2001. I'm sorry, in 2000. Absolute beast. Only lost to like Stephen Neal twice in the finals. I mean, everybody knows who Brock Lesnar is. He is like the ultimate human being. Shout out to Max McAnally for getting that W. But again, next year's going to be stacked at what the next 4 years at 184 are going to be unbelievable. We got Max McAnally for 2 more years, Rocco Wells for 2 more years, Angelo Ferrari for 3 more years, Aiden Sinclair for 3 more years. I just can't wait. What up, Lando Stacks? The mini look in that gold singlet. I don't know what you're talking about over there, Demetrius. Who is that? You wild, my boy. All right, moving on to 197. Shout out to Josh Barr for getting his first national title, and also shout out. Oh yeah, also shout out to Cody Merrill for not getting bonused. I didn't feel like Cody Merrill was wrestling not to get bonus. I felt like he was wrestling to win the whole time. And you all know what I mean, like that Hefner match versus Mitchell when Mitchell was, freaking out at him for not wrestling. I felt like Cody Merrill was wrestling a lot. He just had no clue how to get to his legs. I wish Merrill won so he could do one of these things when he shakes the hand at the end of the match. It's my friend's favorite wrestler. Oh, you're right. My bad, Demetrius. My mind's spinning. I did so much work today. You're right, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you both. But Josh Barr, man, he is going to be tough to beat the next 3 years. And that's why I'm curious if the Mirasola twins are going to leave, because Connor is not cracking the weight class. I don't know how Cole's going to do the next 3 years. AJ Ferrari's back. I know Isaac Trumbull and Younger are leaving. I mean, I don't know, man. That kid Drayshawn Ross going to Oklahoma State, I can't imagine he loses a match either. He is so good. Like, where do they develop these kids? It's just unbelievable. It's just awesome to see how you don't have to be a senior anymore or a junior to be the best in the world. They're probably wrestling 2,000 matches before high school anyway. It's just amazing what is going on in this world with the freshmen winning national titles. But again, shout out to Josh Barr. I kind of wish he got 100% bonus just to make the Hodge Trophy talk a little bit more exciting, I should say. But if it doesn't go to Mitchell, everybody's cooked, because Mitchell teched everybody besides one person all season. I mean, come on, dude. There's talks they're going to give it to Forrest, which is cool. I mean, he only had, 20 matches, though, in the season? I don't know. If anybody should get it, Vega. I mean, to debate Mitchell. Could you see Vega getting it? I mean, true freshman, first true undefeated freshman to win a national title since 1947. But the cooler thing to me is that he didn't get taken down. Even Cale Sanderson got taken down. Like, this is just crazy to me. Kyle Dake got taken down. Obviously, we all know David Taylor got taken down. Zane got taken down. Jason Nolf. All these elites of the elites got taken down. How is Sergio Vega not getting taken down might be the most impressive stat in all of NCAA wrestling right now. And I know Davino was the other one up until last night. But Sergio Vega, just for the sake of it, I could see getting a Hodge vote or two. Has it always been if you want a Hodge, you can vote, though? Because I'm not all about that, because there's a lot of Penn State guys that want Hodges that can vote. So you let me know in the chat if you know better than me on that stuff. And I would love to hear your thoughts about the Hodge. I probably won't spend a whole match out on the Hodge, maybe a reaction, but I'm all set. I like talking wrestling and having fun. Moving on to actually one of the more exciting matches in a while at heavyweight, besides Gable versus Wyatt. I mean, there's been some great heavyweights over the years. This match was tough because they both were going at it. Nobody really knows how old Younger Bastida is. He's pretty much Yoel Romero's son from Cuba. Isaac Trumbull from NC State. I called it in one of my way earlier videos. When I watched him beat up Nick Feldman at Ohio State versus NC State, I was like, who is this dude? He is an absolute animal. How is anybody going to beat him? That sick flurry that they had, that scramble where Younger kind of almost had the 3. I don't think he did, but he thought he did. That's why they threw the brick. And then Trumbull just gets on top of him and just rides him out. That was just so sick. So sick. I don't know what happened to Trumbull last year. Why didn't he wrestle? I don't know if he redshirted, but how is he only a one-time champ in the 4 years besides Gable last year? I mean, he is just so good. And Greg Kirkby, obviously, the year before, and Mason Paris, and so on and so on. But Isaac Trumbull, you are a beast. I don't see how is anybody going to beat him in the Worlds. Or he said he was going to the Army next. So honestly, hats off to him. What a great guy. Hats off. Don't have the best hair right now. But shout out to Isaac Trumbull. Younger Bastida, man, I really wanted you to win, so you can have that frame on the on the Iowa State wall. If you watch the David Carr video, he was just like, I want to be on that wall next to Cale Sanderson, Nate Carr, and I think Jake Varner was on the wall too. There's, tons of champs from Iowa State, but just cool to hear him talk about it. Stinks that was both of their last year. But I'm curious, who's going to win heavyweight next year? I mean, I think AJ Ferrari's going to have it. Does Tay Gadali have another year from Michigan? Let me know in the chat. I try to remember everything, people, but it is tough out here. Moving on to 125. Does anybody remember when 125 was like the most exciting weight class? I'm being completely serious. Jesse Delgado versus Nashon Garrett and Jesse Delgado versus Nico Megalodudis. Two of my all-time favorite matches. Two of them. I know Jesse changed the game. Now they can't go back towards the circle and, bait them so he can shoot, which stinks. But he was always so electrifying to watch wrestle all the time. Then how can we forget Spencer Lee, right? The last half a decade, Spencer Lee was pretty much the man. 2018, there were so many killers at 125. Nick Soriano, Spencer Lee, the kid from Lehigh, I'm blanking on his name. Nato from Ohio State, the kid from American. Wasn't Ethan Lezak at that weight? No. Ethan Lezak lost to Yanni. Anyway, there were so many killers at 125 in 2018. You knew Spencer Lee was the guy, you knew Nato was the guy, and Soriano was the guy. But you didn't know who was going to make the finals. And, of course, the kid from New Jersey that wrestled at Northwestern and then Rutgers. Why am I blanking on his name? Anyway, there were so many killers at 2018 that just went after it. What is going on at the 125 pound weight class? I'm not saying they're not going after it. I don't want to be on someone's Twitter feed saying, this guy doesn't know wrestling, blah, blah, blah. They used to wrestle so tough at 125. There was never like 2 stall calls and stuff like that, besides like Soriano versus Fix and Soriano versus Pat Glory. But, man, really pumped for Luke Lillidahl to win. Thought that was awesome. Great match. I thought the kid from Princeton did a great job, too. I mean, he was wrestling tough. I felt like he was stalling a lot. Again, I really did think he was stalling more than Minto at 65 or 74. That's just off the top of my head right now. I'm trying to remember. But I don't think you should knock the guy with 2 stalls and give him a point in the finals. I also didn't love the really quick get down to that 3-point stance like Angelo Ferrari stall call. That was kind of crazy to me because they didn't do it all finals for Angelo or any of those guys that go into that 3-point stance. But then immediately for the kid from Princeton, why am I blank on his name? Moran? I mean, I don't know. What'd you think of that, chat? It was kind of crazy to me that the 2 stall calls for Penn State wrestlers got them the title. Now, I'm not saying Luke wasn't going to beat him, but Luke didn't take him down either, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, let them finish with a takedown. That's why we have overtime. I'm sure. Just have them keep going. Just have them keep going. I agree. I heard that too. I was trying to rewatch that match. I was actually trying to pick it up right now. But it's just so boring when they end like that. Like, I don't know. They gotta. My other theory for college wrestling: if the match is too boring, put like 3 points on the thing. First one to or start the match at 10 points. First one to get down to 0 wins because they need more action, especially in the finals. But I know that it's more conservative in the finals, and you don't want to mess anything up. But I don't know. Shout out to Luke Lillidahl getting his first one. He's another one. Does he lose again? Does he go up to 133 next year? Because where is he going to fit in? He's looking a little bit. I mean, he's skinny. Obviously, he has a skinny frame, but cutting down to 125 is tough, and he's not that short like Spencer Lee. So it's pretty crazy to think where might Luke Lillidahl go. I'm assuming he's going to stay at 125 for the next 4 years. But even crazier is that he broke the curse. They haven't had a 125-pound champion since 2016 when Nico Megalodudis won. Unbelievable. Shout out to Luke Lillidahl. But yeah, Penn State, 4 national champions last night. They did a fantastic job. But my predictions were all over the place. I almost went from not 10 out of 10 right away. Then when Nick Bouzakis lost, 9 out of 10. And then so on and so on. But then I think I only got 4 right. I got Josh Barr, Mitchell, Levi, and I think that's it. Just 3 right. Oh, Jack Sports. 4. So crazy. And that brings us into the next and final match of the night. Transfer high school wrestler who graduated early, of course. Probably got that sweet NIL bag and some last night. Feel me? But Jax Forrest put it on Ben Davino with the pressure. I'm not saying Ben Davino didn't look scared to wrestle, defensive, none of that. I just felt like the pressure was there. I thought it was sick that he couldn't really get to his legs on his own offensive shot. Another thing I would change in college wrestling, and everybody's going to flame me for this one, the counter shot should be 2. When they're really taking people down with a 3-point takedown, like a high C, double leg, sweep single, ankle pick, Smith single, throw. Like, come on, man. These counter shots are getting out of control too. Like, I feel like that's all they're doing right now. And I'm all for it because it's sick. And obviously, most people love wrestling in the front headlock, go behind position too. But can we make the counter shot 2 points, please? Because at least, like, they can get off bottom, get one, and then maybe get a stall call with 2 minutes left in the match. I don't know. Shout out to Ben Davino for trying his best to take down Jax Forrest there. But Jax Forrest, great counterattack, and then he rode him tough on top. And when he was laughing on top of him, that was crazy, man. I mean, that was unbelievable. I love watching Jax Forrest. Did not love watching his interview after. I thought it was awesome. His brother was there, but Quint's got to let it go. Give it 5 minutes, all right? Meet him in the hallway or after, right? Let him breathe for a second. He's hanging out with his little brother. But man, true freshman transfer from high school, first one ever to do that. Jax Forrest did it. And that brings me back to what I started this conversation about is, did anybody see that tweet with Cale Sanderson? Was he subtweeting or sub-talking about David Taylor in his interview? He was like, we play by the rules, this and that. And then that feed went on to talk about, and I don't have Twitter, but my brothers do. That feed went to talk about, is Cale Sanderson mad that David Taylor didn't mention Penn State once, but the other coaches respect him? Is he mad that he got a high school transfer, not playing it with the rules? Is he mad about this and that? I mean, I'm sure Cale Sanderson cares, but I don't think he cares that much about it. But you all let me know in the chat. I don't see Penn State losing next year. I actually think that's going to be their best year ever next year. I think next year is going to be their best year ever because I don't know where Ono's going to go besides 33. I think Blaze is going to have the red shirt. Nate Desmond, 141. Davis is out of the lineup. Shane Van Ness, 149. Do they put Tyler Kasak at 157 and redshirt PJ Duke? I don't know. Does Mitchell Messingbrink go up to 174? Where does Will Henkel go? Who wrestles 165? Does Joe Seeley get into the lineup? A world team qualifier, right? I mean, 184, Rocco Welsh, or Asher Cunningham, or they have a sick recruit coming in next year too, I believe, at 180. I mean, what is going on? 197, Josh Barr, nobody's beating him. Where do the Mirasola twins go? Would they join Oklahoma State or Iowa? Does Ben Askren take over a college team? Like, Penn State is going to be so nasty next year. It's just crazy to think. I understand they broke the record again. I mean, I feel like it's not talked about enough because Oklahoma State's taken some of that thunder away, right? But they're breaking the record again. 4 national champions. That's 4 out of 10. That's 40%. That's unbelievable. Almost had 6. I don't think anybody was counting on Shane Van Ness to lose. That was sick by Aiden Valencia. And that's why it's called March Madness, people. It's the most exciting sport to watch is NCAA wrestling. It is the most exciting. It's amazing to watch. Anybody can lose. Doesn't matter who you are. I would have never guessed 2-time defending champ Jesse Mendez was going to lose that match. It's just amazing. You all should get into it. If you never watched it, go watch it. Moving on from there, I really think Penn State's going to be the best next year. But I'd like to talk a tiny bit about Iowa before I go. All year, and I was one of them. I'll be first. Yes, they cannot compete with Penn State. No shot. They can't. They're not going to be able to compete with them next year. No shot. They should take them off the lineup so nobody has to watch that match in March next year because they might get blanked. Iowa took 4th as a team. Amazing. 7 All-Americans. Come on, people. Should we keep going for his head that he's got to leave? I think he should probably step out and think this is going to be his last good year for a while. I mean, he's got Leo DeLuca next year at 125 coming in. He's got Steve Mako's kid coming in. Angelo Ferrari's coming back unless he transfers to Oklahoma State. I mean, can anybody imagine if Angelo goes to Oklahoma State and he's doing a revenge tour for AJ? Nah, I'm playing. Yo, that would be so funny though. Yeah, that's funny. I don't know what Angelo's gonna do. Do you think Angelo stays there? I don't know. Steve Mako's kids are going there. You all always remind me about his 5 recruits that Tom Brands has going in from 27 to 28. Basha Mania, he does a great job too. I'll give him his shout. He made that awesome video with those 5 recruits going to Iowa in 2 years. I mean, it's looking good for them. And honestly, they have all the money with the NIL too. They're going to get some top level recruits for sure. How can they not, people? I mean, everybody wants to wrestle for Iowa. Let's be honest. If you're not wrestling for Penn State, you're going to Iowa, or Oklahoma State, of course. But I feel like that effect of not making the lineup is going to start changing because of the bag, right? Let's say the Mirasola twins are offered $100K to come to a top 10 school. $100,000 is a lot of money, people. I got $150,000 in student loans. I'll take that bag in a second. Are you kidding me? I mean, I just don't know. Who would go to Iowa, though, that's an elite wrestler right now in the NCAA is the question. I can't think of anybody that's going to go there. I don't know. If Carter Starachi really goes to Iowa to help out at the RTC, that would be insane. I think Brands is going to stay until 2028, retire, and give the team to Spencer Lee. I think Spencer wins gold, calling it right now, in 2028 Olympics, and then he'll take over the Iowa. I know he had aspirations of being an athletic director, but he should coach. I think he would be a great coach. All those losses got to make you be like a better coach, right? Not too many losses, but a few. And of course, he's an Olympic silver medalist, hopefully a world champion this year, right? So we'll see. But I would like to know in the chat, who do you think Iowa will pick up in the transfer portal? Who do you think they'll get? Seriously. I mean, I can't think of anybody that would go there unless they're on Penn State as a backup. No, would be crazy. Braden Davis going there would be crazy. They don't talk about him at all, really, on any of the Penn State podcasts. They don't talk about him much at all on the social medias. I mean, Braden Davis might fit well in at Iowa for his fourth year. Braden Davis might transfer. You know what? You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first on Matt Chat with Coach Cala. Does Braden Davis transfer to Iowa? Because he was so mad at Kel Sanderson for not throwing that brick because he thinks he thinks he knows more than Kel Sanderson. Come on, bro. It's crazy. But I don't know. I thought that was a great national finals. I thought had a lot of action. So many freshmen winning. 4 true freshmen or 4 freshmen winning. Unbelievable. 2 of them being undefeated is just crazy to me. But I think the match of the night, just off the top of my head, besides Aiden and Valencia, besides Vega, I think the heavyweight match could potentially have stolen the show. I thought Isaac Trumbo versus Younger was underrated. I thought that was a great match, people. You let me know in the chat what your favorite match was, and that's going to be it for me. Really appreciate 30 of you being on right now. I mean, I might have to start doing this. Duke got robbed. Thank you. So, yeah, as soon as I want to end it, I get a little rage baited. That's what I needed. I agree with you, Zach. I agree with you, man. That was unbelievable that Duke got robbed. But I'm getting out of here, people. I got to go study some more and get ready to teach elementary PE tomorrow. Stay tuned for Wednesday. Again, I do a Matt Chat every Wednesday at 6:45, 7 o'clock Eastern time. And we're talking controversial calls since NCAA wrestling is officially over for the season. And we're going to start off. Well, I'm sorry. Last week I started off with Logan Stieber versus Jordan Oliver 12 years ago. If you're a real wrestling fan, you should know that match. Go watch that video. But this week I'm going to try my best to show the video of Robideau versus Duke. And then we're going to talk if it was controversial or not, if Duke got robbed. Appreciate you all. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Just a local PE teacher from Connecticut. Marathon runner, HYROX athlete, and I just love talking NCAA wrestling, and I'm just trying to help my students and supporters get moving. But I'm out. Coach Cala out. Appreciate all of you for joining. That was a great 30 minutes, and have a great night, everybody. See you.